Press guys, do you see me? You hear this? Press. Ladies and gentlemen, you catching this? Hello, hello, hello. Press check. Press check. Uh-huh. 222. 222. 2.
One, two, RE. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could ask you all, please, to find your seats. Yay! Thank you, Mom. In 90 seconds, we'll be beginning. Please, everyone, take your seats. Shh. That always gets everyone quiet. Shh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Resorts World Catskills. I'm Charlie Digliomini, Executive Vice President. And it's my pleasure to welcome everyone. To begin the program at this time, I'd like to invite our Sullivan County Sheriff, Mike Schiff, to honor America by saying the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, for an invocation, I'd like to join me in welcoming Rabbi Simcha Sajak from Chabad of Rock Hill. Rabbi.
King David writes in the book of Psalms, Hazorim bedima berina iktoru. Those who sow with tears will reap with song. May it be the will of the Almighty God that this endeavor be completed with success and achieve desirable results. May this new facility bring forth enjoyment, relaxation to the many guests that will come to rejuvenate in the Catskills. May this place bring about many new jobs and prosperity to our region. As its traditional blessing for a new place goes, let no sadness come through this gate. Let no trouble come to this dwelling. Let no fear come through this door. Let no conflict be in this place. Let this place be filled with blessing and peace. God of heaven, Master of the universe, bless the distinguished community members gathered here today who have devoted much time and energy to ensure the success and prosperity of our beloved community in Sullivan County. Bless them with good health, compassion, good cheer, and good fellowship, and let us respond, Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi. As I look around today, I see many familiar faces. I think I know every face in this audience. And if I don't know you, I want to know you. But I'm humbled by everyone's endurance, faith, and thank you for your partnership in taking this long journey with us and being with us today. The resurgence of Sullivan County and the Catskills starts today. And as we said many years ago, we are ready now. I would like now to introduce the CEO of Empire Resorts and Resorts World Catskills, and make no mistake about it, but for Ryan Eller's leadership, we would not be opening these doors today. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of our company, Ryan Eller.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today as we bring an extraordinary destination to life right here in the Catskills. A destination that has taken decades to come to fruition. It's an honor to officially welcome you today to Resorts World Catskills. This day has come after a very long journey, and this incredible complex serves as a testament to the years of hard work of so many people who have made this possible. And ultimately, as impressive as this complex is, no amount of money spent, no amount of steel and concrete, and no number of slot machines quite compares or is impressive as the vision and will that it took to bring this project to its fruition. And so with that, I would like to thank everyone who was part of bringing us here today, the community, and many of you that are sitting here before us. And it is now my privilege and honor to introduce our Lieutenant Governor for the great state of New York, Kathy Hochul.
Good morning, everyone. What a spectacular day here in Sullivan County. I am so excited to be here. Woke up in Manhattan, and literally within an hour and a half, I feel I'm up in God's country. And to be able to pull in and see this majestic building and this complex, it's a really special day. And I'm so happy to be here. Ryan, thank you and your team for having the vision and willingness to stick to it. I know this project has been going on for practically a generation. And finally, through a lot of patience and diligence and true believers in this area, we are here today. I also want to recognize some people you'll be hearing from, but Senator John Bonisic is joining us here today. Let's give it up for him. Thank you for your great work in Albany. Assemblymember Gary Pretlow and Assemblymember Aileen Gunther is here, and you'll be hearing from them. But what incredible team you have representing you here in our state capitol as well. Peter Ward, who represents the incredible workers who are making this happen, New York State hotel motel workers. Peter, good to see you again as well. And I want to give a shout out to the local officials in Sullivan County, and particularly Supervisor Bill Riebler, who is so excited here today. I know this is like a birthday for you. This is the rebirth of the Catskills. You heard it here first. As you know, this is going to be the largest casino in the state of New York. The days of New York State losing casino money to other states is over. I've officially declared it over. You will come to New York because this is going to be a world-class experience. And I know that we're going to be able to capitalize on the 239 million who come to New York State every single year, spending over $1.4 billion in tourism dollars. Let's get them spending again back here in the Catskills and continue Governor Cuomo's initiative to bring back upstate New York. Are you all with me in that? Let's bring back upstate New York with thousands of jobs, people back to work. I am so excited that over 3,000 people were able to be involved in the construction of this magnificent edifice. That is good people, hardworking, putting money on the table, and that's what this is all about. It's about economic development. But also the 1,500 people who will soon call this their home to work here, working with a sense of pride, with a welcoming face saying this is where you want to be, to bring your families and your friends to celebrate all your special occasions. And I want to tell you, I am tired of people talking about the glory days of the Catskills and the Borscht Belt in the past tense. Today we're talking about the future. And there was a time when this area had over 500 hotels. This was the premier destination for New Yorkers in the summer of the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And we are back with attractions like never before. Not just the casino, but enjoy the casino. The water park that's coming, the golf course, which is world class, the restaurants, the dining. I don't know a soul who's not going to want to spend their whole summer here. Maybe they're going to be here booking the entire summer. So as you can tell, I'm excited about this project because I'm responsible for economic development for the entire state of New York for the governor. I'm from Buffalo. I know what it's like to be down and out, and people don't appreciate your value. But when you come here to the Catskills and people can kick back and take a breath and recharge, this is going to be a destination that's talked around the globe, and you made it happen here. And I have one more thought. The state of New York is also very excited about the 50th anniversary of Bethel Woods, some known as Woodstock, those who were old enough to remember coming. 50th anniversary in 2019. We gave them $700,000 to market this. I got some advice for you doing your marketing here in Sullivan County. You should appeal to all the people who came to the first Woodstock. Say, bring your grandkids to where it all began. Perhaps in some families it did. But you can advertise it as, come back to the Catskills, come back here, and actually sleep in a bed this time. So I think this is something we can do some joint advertising here. It's going to be spectacular. I'm so excited to bring visitors from around the world and show off what we know is that this is an amazing part of our state. Could not be more proud to represent you. And I have the words of someone who also wishes he could be here but cannot, someone who's believed in this project from the very beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the video and give a round of applause to our Governor, Andrew Cuomo. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
I'm sorry that I can't be with you in person today, but I wanted to congratulate you on a really, really great achievement. First, I'd like to thank Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul, who's been doing a great job, and thank her for being there today. And I'd like to recognize a few people who played a really important role in making this day happen. Our two local representatives in the state legislature, State Senator John Bonasek, who's been a great champion of this idea. He's chairman of the Senate Committee on Racing and Wagering, and Assemblywoman Eileen Gunther, who, as you know, she is a tenacious advocate, and she's been pushing. Great job, and they really do deserve a round of applause for today and making today happen. I'd also like to thank Ryan Eller, President and CEO of Empire Resorts, for having enough faith in New York State and the Catskills region to really put his money on the table. Thank you for believing in New York and for believing in the Catskills. This is a great moment in the rebirth of the region. I say rebirth because for much of the last century, the Catskill Mountains economy was alive and thriving. It was an epicenter of tourism and entertainment. The Catskill Mountains, their proximity to New York City, their beauty, made them a logical tourism destination. It was a traditional vacation and convention destination. It was also the cradle of comedy, When you weren't laughing or attending a conference, you were eating. A few of them might even have done some dirty dancing during the time. But people came from New York City and beyond for the beautiful mountains, the clean air, the state-of-the-art hotels, and the top-flight entertainment. Unfortunately, I'm old enough to remember the thriving Catskill resorts. I visited them many, many times. Some of the nation's great hotels, Kutcher's, the Concord, Grossinger's, the Pines. But then the economy shifted, and there were decades of disinvestment. We saw other states capitalizing at our expense. In the 1970s, New Jersey allowed the first casino gaming outside Las Vegas. And that made Atlantic City. And it made Atlantic City a real competitor. And that was a game changer. Just about that time, about 40 years ago, your community, which felt the pain, said that New York State should also move forward, or it was going to be left behind. And you were exactly right. Unfortunately, nothing was done. But you never gave up. You kept pushing, and you kept pushing. And rather than seeing Atlantic City and the other states prosper, we advocated a constitutional change to allow casinos in New York State. And we heard you. And when I became governor of the state, we took up the challenge, and we got it done. Now, it wasn't easy, but it's always the hard ones that make a real difference. And this makes a real difference. If it would have been easy, it would have been done a long time ago. So you should be proud. It's working, and it has already made a big difference. We don't have to wait for results. We have them. Resort World Catskills has made a $1 billion investment. The greatest investment in the region in decades and decades. As a matter of fact, we can't even find a larger single investment ever being made in the Catskills than what Resorts World is doing today with the $1 billion investment. So congratulations. And Resort World Catskills is going to be more than just a casino. It is going to make the Catskills a great full-service, multifaceted destination once again. It's going to draw people from around the world, not just New York City and its suburbs. This one project will add about 1,500 full-time jobs by next month. And another 600 jobs will come when the additional facilities open up in 2019. Even during the construction period, more than 3,000 union workers were working. They were on the job. And those workers were buying meals and visiting shops and stimulating the local economy. So already, it's been a great, great boom. Today, we know that we're on the right track. The new jobs and the investment are undeniable. Progress is being made. And it is thanks to you. It is thanks to your effort and your belief in your region and your community. The arrows are pointing up once again, and the future is bright. So congratulations to the entire community and your leaders who never gave up and who never gave in. Welcome, resorts. I wish you all the luck in the world, and I welcome a new era for the Catskills. I'm proud to be part of it. Enjoy.
Well, I'd like to thank Governor Andrew Cuomo for such kind words in welcoming and ushering in a new era for the Catskills. It is now my honor to introduce the Executive Chairman of our Board of Directors, Manny Perlman.
Are you ready now? So I want to apologize up front. I'm probably going to be the one with the longest amount of talking today. I got a lot of people to thank. I can't leave anyone out. Welcome, everyone, to the opening of Resorts World Catskills. We are very proud of this project and look forward to many years of success. I am very humbled to be standing in front of you today, humbled by all the support we've received from so many, all the hard work everyone has put in, and humbled by the amazing end result that you see here. When I joined the board in June 2010, I really didn't see this day coming. I have to admit that. There are a lot of people to thank, so I will do this as quickly as I can. If I accidentally leave you out, I apologize. I do recognize all the effort everyone in their own way put in over the last several years. Firstly, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude to our largest shareholder, Tanshrey KT Lim, and his associate, Colin Au. KT, without your support of the company, the board, and myself, we would not be standing here today. I truly appreciate all that support and all the guidance and wisdom you have given me and the company over the past 7 years. We have all learned a lot from you and are better for it. I'm going to totally botch this, but Shia Shia. I want to thank my board, Nancy Palumbo, Greg Poley, Keith Horn, Gerard Lim, and Ed Marinucci for their support and putting up with my craziness as we transformed this company together and built this amazing Resorts World Catskills project. I'd also like to recognize a former board member, Jim Simon, who passed away last year, who always made me feel like he had my back. He is missed deeply, and his widow, Lynn, is here, and we just want to wish her all the best. I also want to give a shout out to the 4 NEOs who worked on this project from the beginning with me, who took us from no license through a 10,000-page plus RFP to a license, and now this. Our retired CEO, Joe D'Amato, who gave us 150% of his time while he was here. Our former CFO, Lorette Pitts, and our current employees, Charlie Degliomini and Nan Horner. We would not be here without all their hard work. They worked tirelessly over many years, and we wouldn't be here without them. I also want to say that we would never be here without all the efforts of our amazing new CEO, Ryan Eller, and the amazing team that he's put together. I feel that we have the best casino team in the business, and I challenge any other casino company to match that. A thank you. A thank you to our Vice President of Construction, Keith Kayberry, who's sitting over here, because honestly, without Keith, all this steel and concrete and all the things you see here today would not have been here. We've gotten this project done not only on time, but early and on budget, and I think that's just a real job that he did for us. Thank you very much. I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of our advisors who helped us guide us smoothly from start to finish. Allison Lee and Paul Zuber of ASA Strategic, Doug Elenoff and Tamar Denikian of Elenoff, Grossman & Scholl, Dean Decker and his team from Credit Suisse, Augusto Sasso and his team from Moelis & Company, Harris Friedis and his team from Paul Weiss, Steve Wilner and his team from Cleary Gottlieb, Nick Casiello and his team who drafted our crazy long RFP, and to George Duke and his team from Brown Charlo, who was able to steer us through all the local land approvals. A thank you to our partners in this project, EPR Properties, and their CEO, Greg Silvers, General Counsel, Craig Evans, and Associate GC, Paul Turvey. And I also want to give a big thank you to their former CEO, David Brain, and former employee, Tim Lees, who originally concocted this crazy idea of a project with me. Thanks, David, for your vision to work with Empire, and clearly, I think you can agree that decision paid off. Again, we'd like to thank the Lieutenant Governor and Governor Cuomo for all their support. We also would like to thank U.S. Senators Chuck Schumer and Kristen Gillibrand, as well as our Congressman John Faso, who proudly represent us in our state in Congress. Thank you to our Assemblywoman Aileen Gunther, and of course we will never forget her husband, Assemblyman Jake Gunther, who helped kick off what's happening here today so many years ago. our State Senator John Bonasac, who without his support we would definitely not be here today, as well as Assemblyman Gary Pretlow, who led the Racing and Wagering Committee of the Assembly, to also be very assistant in getting us here. I'd like to thank the town of Thompson, including Supervisor Bill Reber, the town board and the planning board, and many of the professionals who advise them, the village of Monticello and the Monticello Mayor Doug Solomon and their team of professionals, members of the Sullivan County Legislature led by Luis Alvarez, our workforce partners, Orange County Executive Steve Newhouse and Ulster County Executive Mike Hine. Our efforts here at Resorts World are a product of a great collaboration with the state and our regional officials to strengthen the lure of the Catskills, bolster our economy, and help drive a vision for prosperity and growth. This project would not have been possible without your incredible leadership and your vision for driving the expansion of gaming and tourism for the state of upstate New York. The town of Thompson planning, and of course, Charlie, you're like dupe people up here. You're making me look bad. I'd also like to recognize, this is very important, the County of Sullivan Industrial Development Agency, which played a critical role in helping support our vision to drive economic growth and strengthen the economic welfare of the region through employment opportunities while promoting tourism and trade. The IDA did its job and did it well. It created jobs and economic opportunity in Sullivan County. There are countless other individuals who have had a profound impact on bringing today's celebration to fruition by contributing to the development of Resorts World Catskills. I'd also like to thank the former chairman of the board prior to me, Mickey Brown. Mickey was very instrumental in having a vision for having a casino up in the Catskills even before I was here. He unfortunately couldn't be here today, but I know that our best wishes are with him. I'd also like to thank Peter Ward and his team. Peter is the president of the Hotel Motel Trade Council. We enjoy a very good relationship with them, and we look forward to having lots of jobs to create with them, as well as Todd DiOrio of the Hudson Valley Building Trades Council, whose men worked on this project, and you get to see all the quality work that we've done here. Lastly, but not leastly, I'd like to thank my close friends who've been so supportive of me through this whole process, especially my girlfriend Karen Berman and my daughter and my kids, Emily and Zach Perlman, who put up with not only my ups and downs over the last 4 or 5 years, but with my cell phone ringing at all hours of the night, and several of my phone calls with very loud discussions with some of you in the room. So I want to thank you all. I want to thank them very much, and I love you guys, and I want to welcome everyone here, and I'm looking forward to being able to celebrate with you going forward as this thing one of the most successful casinos on the East Coast. And now I'd like to introduce our local assemblywoman, Aileen Gunther.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. And, you know, this is a bittersweet day for me, and I know there's an angel on my shoulder today. I remember with the first time we went through the passage of the legislation, and Jay came home about 9 o'clock in the morning because it just didn't happen the second time around the bend. He was really in tears because he really wanted to bring it home for Sullivan County. And as a resident of Sullivan County, I am so happy to be here today to congratulate each and every one of you for all the hard work that we've been doing over the last 15 years. So congratulations, and give yourself an applaud. You know, this was not an easy journey, and of course, I needed partners in the New York State Assembly. And you know what? Gary Pretlow is sitting over there. He spent a lot of time in Sullivan County, golfing with Jake and going in the mountains. And you know, when I talked to Gary, you did spend a lot of times. Gary's laughing at me. I used to make breakfast for him. Anyway, Anyway, it was Gary's partnership that enabled me to convince my colleagues in the New York State Assembly that the Catskills and Sullivan County and the Mid-Hudson region needed this to happen. And with their help and your help and working together, we know what we can do. And you know what? It's going to be success from here on forward. So thank you for all the support that you've given me over the years. And I'd like to now introduce my friend, the chairman of Racing and Wagering, Gary Pretlow.
Thank you, Aileen, and good morning, everyone. This is a beautiful day and a great day for Sullivan County. I can remember, I know people aren't going to believe this, coming up here as a child in the late 50s to one of the many hotels that were here. And from that point until now, things have been going down. Aileen had mentioned my coming up with Jake and also after she became the Assemblywoman. And I remember going down Main Street and seeing all of the buildings that were boarded up. I remember speaking with people from the Chamber of Commerce talking about how to bring back business. Well, like the Lieutenant Governor said, those days are over. Business is coming back to Sullivan County. Business coming back to Monticello. Business coming back right here. Thousands of jobs will be produced, and people are going to hopefully win some money. But it's not about winning or losing. It's about the betterment of a community, and this project will better the community. Now, protocol should have been handled, and I shouldn't be the first person to speak. My good friend and colleague, Senator John Bonasek, should have come up before me. Because he's a senator, and the senators are the upper house, and we're the people's house. They're the House of Lords, I guess you would say, if you know. We're a parliament where people yell at the speaker and they have big fights on CNN. And then there's the House of Lords, are very stuffy and snooty. But I want to bring my good friend, John Bonasek, up to say something. Maybe I shouldn't bring my good friend, John Bonasek, up to say something. There's a debate. And here he comes. Thank you, everyone. And congratulations. Okay.
First of all, good morning. It's been 40 years to this day that we've been waiting for commercialized gaming in Sullivan County. And now that it's here, people ask me as they're coming in, John, how do you feel? Is this a good day? I want to tell you the joy that I have in my heart. I'm a Yankee fan. If the Yanks had won the World Series yesterday, I'm a Giant football fan. If they had won the Super Bowl yesterday, the joy in my heart would be so much greater than those two victories happening. That's number one. The other thing I want to point out to you, what pleases me the most about this resort, and when everybody refers to it as a casino, I always say it's a resort. It's now people have hope, they have opportunity, and they have a chance for a better quality of life in Sullivan County. So let me just thank, and there's been a lot of thank yous going on, but and I can't thank everyone. I want to start by saying no one person is an island. You need partners to get where you are today. I want to start with Chairman Kim. He's the money man. He put up all the money for the risk and the investment in Sullivan County, and I want to tell you something. There's a lot of saturation going on in this business. There's great risk, and he and his family put up close to $1.3 billion to make this happen. Thank you. Thank you. The second person I want to thank is Governor Cuomo, and I want to tell you why. I've served with 4 other governors. No one had the guts to let a referendum on casino gaming go forward. And the reason for that is they were afraid, because if the people said no, they would feel that they failed. But Governor Cuomo had the courage to let the legislation go for a constitutional amendment in 2013, and I thank him so much for giving him the opportunity and letting the people decide if they wanted commercialized gaming. I'm sorry that he's not here, but I say to you, Governor, thank you. There's another thing. Reason number 2 to thank Governor Cuomo. They could have put these 4 casinos anywhere. New York State showed its heart and not its greed when they gave out 4 licenses, because we always argued, give it to the people that needed it the most. Sullivan County needed it the most, and he and the Gaming Commission gave a license to Sullivan County, and this is what we have, okay? Ryan Eller, he was the supervisor, project manager, and he built this to perfection, watching every detail. He's a Marine. He's been a Marine. He's a former Marine. So we expected the best from him. Ryan, thank you. Thank you. And who's been the biggest cheerleader here for the last 20 years? Our own Charlie Degliamini. Charlie, you know him, don't you? And last but not least, let me thank the people of Sullivan County. Let me thank all of your efforts in passing that 2013 referendum. Thank you for all the passion when you advocated for that license in Sullivan County. This renaissance that's starting already with your businesses, that is starting today, will last longer and will be better than the heyday of all the hotels in the city. So I say, God bless you. God bless this great country. Let the celebration begin. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Senator Bonasek. And before I take a moment for some personal thank yous, I would also like to invite our friend Peter Ward to say some comments as the president of the Hotel Trades Council. So, Peter.
Thank you, Ryan. Good morning to everybody. I'd like to congratulate Ryan on the opening of the casino. Ryan and I know each other for a few years, and I watched him manage this process, and as somebody who's been around the hotel industry for many, many years, I know what it's like to try and get a building like this open at the last minute, how much pressure it is, what the crunch is like. And he did it with grace, he did it with dignity, he pulled off a miracle, he got it done on budget and under time. That doesn't happen very often in this business. So congratulations, Ryan. Great job. I'd also like to congratulate Manny. Fantastic. I'm so glad to be here with you today. And Charlie Begalamini, same to you. And most of all, the Chairman Kim, who, without his vision, none of us would be here. Several years ago, a casino opened up in Queens called Resorts World. The basic construct that was worked out with the government was that 3 things should happen. First, a business should be created that ultimately is good for the ownership and creates a profit. Second, that business should create jobs, good jobs on the construction end and good jobs on the operation end so that the community benefits from the investment. And then finally, that taxes get paid into New York State that contribute to our education and offset the costs of trying to educate our children and run the state. In Resorts World, the company lived up to every single commitment they made. All of those three things happened, and the net result was a profitable business, really good jobs, and an enormous amount of tax revenue for the state of New York. Today, the same exact construct exists here. The operational ethos is there should be a profitable casino. The ownership has a right to make a profit. They took the risk, they invested the money, they spent the time. Sullivan County has a right to have jobs, good jobs, jobs that create health care for people, that create a dignified retirement vehicle for people, jobs in a clean, safe environment, jobs where people are treated with dignity and respect. And that's happening here. At the end of the day, there's going to be 2,000 jobs in this community. 2,000 jobs. 2,000 people who earn a paycheck, who pay taxes, who can buy things, who can support their families, who can begin to change the economy of Sullivan County. Those jobs are going to be the economic engine that changes this county over the next decade. And this casino and this resort is going to be the fuel that will provide the energy for that engine. So it's a wonderful thing that we have a casino that's going to create jobs and will be profitable for the ownership, jobs for the community, and then finally, if everything goes right, an enormous amount of taxes for New York State for our education system. So I am very, very proud to be here today. I'm very proud of the role I played and my union played in the creation of this casino. I'm very proud that the outcomes are going to be positive outcomes for all of us that are involved in it. And I want to say once again to everybody involved, congratulations and good luck.
Well, thanks to Peter Ward. He has worked tirelessly to provide good-paying jobs in upstate New York. I'd also like to thank Todd DiOrio, who is here today, and the Hudson Valley Trades, as we have employed over 3,000 union workers in the construction of this facility over the last 3 years. It's certainly something that is commendable and is a tribute to what the intent of the casino project here was when it comes to economic development. So just a few other thank yous that I'd like to add since I get to speak last, which is one, a personal thank you to the New York State Gaming Commission, who absolutely we needed their support through this process and their leadership. Specifically the Deputy Secretary for Gaming, Rob Williams, and the Acting Executive Director, Ron Okram. We sincerely appreciate the support and support of their staff. This would not be possible without them. I would also like to have a special thanks to our team, our entire management team, who's taken on what is an amazing responsibility and done what is a Herculean effort to bring this project to life. Our team is led by Chief Operating Officer Kevin Klein. From top to bottom, the Empire Resorts staff, Resorts World Catskills, and the Monticello Casino and Raceway employees and executives are keys to our success. And I count myself personally very fortunate to work day in, day out with such an incredible group of talented professionals. I would also like to thank our local longtime resident, Alan Gary. It's not a stretch to say that Alan and his wife, Sandra, have touched every facet of life here in Sullivan County. We are indebted to them for keeping the lights on in Sullivan County as we built Resorts World Catskills, and now we hope that we can help build this community and make it shine together. And personally, I would like to offer a special thanks to all of our families. The entire team here has worked tirelessly. Many of them spent a great deal of time away from their families in order to bring this to its fruition. And they continue to work very hard, and they are very passionate and committed in what they do. None of that would be possible without the support of their families. So I would say a special thanks to their support and, frankly, their tolerance in the past year as we've tried to bring this to its fruition. And personally, I'd like to thank my wife, my son Gabriel, my daughter Peyton, who really have been very patient with me throughout this process, and without whose support I would not be able to do this. So thank you all. And finally, personally, I'd like to thank our board of directors. Their support has been invaluable. I couldn't imagine having a more supportive board that allowed us to get done our mission here, which was to create Resorts World Catskills and make this destination a reality. And personally, I'd like to thank Tan Sri KT Lim, not only as a majority shareholder, but his leadership, his commitment, and his vision is entirely what made this day possible for all of us. So thank you. Thank you for your leadership. And now, without further ado, I would like to invite the speakers to come and cut the ribbon to our beautiful facility. Number scissors. All right. Thank you for our partners, our friends, and the esteemed elected officials for their kind words, but more importantly, their actions, which have made Resorts World Catskills a reality. Just before one more special part of our celebration, we would like to invite all the program's attendees to a VIP reception at the Double Talk Bar, which is directly behind me across the casino floor on my right-hand side and your left following this event. But at this time, we have one more special part of our celebration which we'd like to introduce. That is ceremonial lion dance. This is a traditional Chinese ceremony that's intended to bring good fortune and many blessings on our enterprise. So with that, please stay tuned for our lion dance, which will commence shortly. Catskills, please join us for a reception.